Hi, folks. I'm your moderator, Yetmir, today with William and Adrian. We have another set of photos to review, and today's photographer, it's our good friend Vasilis from Greece. Before we talk about his photos, I wanted to very quickly give you an update about our group. So we have created a parallel group. Another folks, about 25 folks are working with us to discuss and approve projects. The first project that we talked about was the web design, a website rather. So we are having a very good direction on that front. So for more details, we'll be sharing our thoughts and progress in the future interviews that we have. I just wanted to make sure and that you guys know, and then the fact that everybody is working and making a difference moving forward. Now, briefly about Vasilis. He is an architect, successful construction manager. He's a surfer, and as his hobby of photography, he has mostly photographed in parts of northern Greece and southwest Albania, but not only. He recently shared some wonderful photos in his trip he had in Israel. To get to know him more, please visit on our YouTube channel, where we actually did an individual interview with him. Now, with that said, let's start reviewing his photos. Here we have our first photo. And who would like to go first today, William or Adrian?
William, please.
Awesome, William, shoot.
Yeah, no problem. Very nice, gold crest.
Yep.
I like it, I like it. And at least we've got the EXIF data this time, which tells you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing that I would like to see changed here, because I think everything's nice,
Mm-hmm.
is I would like to have seen more of the perch in focus. Right? Which doesn't matter too much, it's a personal thing. So maybe reduce the shutter speed a wee bit, maybe a f5.6, f7.1, 6.3, just to get the rest of it on focus. But apart from that, very nice. The black background really sets the bird off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very nice.
The black really kind of pushes it somehow. It's uniquely different. It's like we don't usually or often see the black backgrounds. I wanted to say quickly that I like where it's positioned, the bird, it's positioned. If you put the rule of thirds, there is a dot on one of the, it's right on top. So that's good.
I'm glad you never positioned it into the middle.
Hmm.
Better offset to one side. I like that crop. Yeah, it works for me. Nice feather detail.
Adrian?
Okay. First of all, I really love the light in this image. This side lighting creates a very dramatic perspective. I also like a lot the catch light from the eye of the bird.
Mm.
It captures attention quite a lot. What I do not enjoy is that shadow, dark shadow on the right side of the face. I think that maybe with a selective brush he can open a little bit the shadow, because it's a little bit too contrasty with the left part. Otherwise, the positioning in the frame, it's quite perfect from my point of view. The upper right part is the most dynamic part of the composition, and in combination with this beautiful and dramatic light creates a very nice perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dramatic. So from my point of view, this is all I want to say about the image.
I would like to add a comment to this about that shadow that you mentioned.
Yes.
I think that I would assume that Vasily has noticed that, and maybe he increased the shadows. But here's what happened, I think, often with us. When we work on an image, we tend to work on it, and then we kind of, because we know how it looked before, we have a
Yeah.
feeling that we have increased it enough.
Mhm.
So I think it is helpful sometimes just to let it go, have a tea, come back and look at it with a fresh eye like we are looking at
Yeah.
now. But I think we
Sometimes I
all,
leave it for a
that
whole
often
day.
happens. Yeah.
Actually, Yetmir, when we are talking about post-processing, it
Yeah.
is very important in some steps of the editing part, the processing part, to compare with the original image. Okay, to have before and after
Mm.
almost of the time, because when with each step you are editing the image, you forget your starting point. So sometimes you are tempting to exaggerate in processing. That's
Yeah.
why it's better to come back to the original to see, okay, maybe you exaggerated a little bit or not, but you have to compare it all the time.
Yep. Good point. Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, sometimes I'll leave it overnight, come back the next day.
Yeah, that's something
And
about
you see
leaving
it
things
differently.
overnight. Something
Everybody-
amazing there. Yeah.
I quite like the shadow, actually. I think the shadow
Yeah, it
creates
works. It's
the
immense.
effect.
Yeah.
I can give you another idea. Sometime I use another strategy.
Right.
I prefer to edit an image in two different ways and to compare it all the time, because if I'm not sure with an editing on an image, if I have another standard, another choice to compare, my decision comes more quickly.
Interesting. I haven't thought of that. That's a good one. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. This is Corey's Shearwater. I guess that's what I think it looks like.
Yeah, I think it is.
Mhm.
Not much wrong with that one, is there?
Yeah.
I'm glad the horizon's been left in the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of
Okay.
depth.
Mm-hmm.
Text look good. F4 12000 ISO 280. Yeah, not much I can say about that. I think that's pretty much perfect.
Yep.
Pretty much perfect. Great pose, great flight pose. Nice colours throughout the image. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I like that. Anybody got any?
What do you think, Adrian?
Okay. From my point of view, first of all, I love the lights. I really love the lights. And also I love the details on the wings. I like the posture, it's nice. But I have a small problem with the horizon line in the upper part of the image, because from my point of view, it takes, you'll pay too much attention in that area, and it's not okay. It will come, we have, I don't know how to say, it will pay too much, you'll pay too much attention in that area instead of looking at the bird being all the time there.
Yeah.
So if you can let me, I will make a crop. And of course, I want to point out something else. I think I will move the bird a little bit upper in the image to give to the more dynamic to the flight. So I'll let you how I see the final result. Okay. So now the bird is a little bit upper in the image, so it has, the flight is more dynamic. Now I don't see that horizon line, so everything my attention is concentrated on the bird. Another thing I don't like in images that there is too much contrast in the water. Also, the shadows in the water are too contrast, has too much contrast, and also the blue color is too intense. So even the colors are complementary, because the blue color is like a pattern. It's crossing all the image, it becomes a little bit obvious. So from my point of view, regarding the processing part of the image, is that the blue color must be desaturated a little bit, and also it must be, I think I should decrease the contrast in the background, so the bird will stand out better.
And I understand
think
this. Yeah, I'm sorry, William, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's all a matter of personal taste.
Yeah.
I actually like the original crop, leaving the horizon line in. Yeah, I like that.
So while I do understand William's point with respect to depth, I also see Adrian's point of view on taking the eye's attention. It's actually taken since I saw it, I wanted for some reason to look into it. So I can see both points. And yeah, it does come perhaps to the personal taste. And another thing I wanted to share about your style, Adrian, I understand that looking at your work and your pictures, that almost, maybe it's a wrong word to use. I'll be careful here, but the flatness in the background, like really, you allow enjoyment to be drawn into the subject. And I appreciate when I see that, to be honest. It's very good. And I can see it on your
Actually-
comment as well, that comes through.
Actually, it's not the only way I work, because as you have seen in my picture with, for example, the puffins, I also enjoy the contextual
Okay, yeah, okay,
images.
okay.
Okay, but these are different situations. Now
Yes.
here in the background, I have only the image. It's not the environment to put in front, to create I don't know, to speak about the environment. It's only the water. So from my point of view, being just the water and will not amplify the message of the image or the subject. So I think that I don't see why I have to pay a lot of attention
Yeah.
to the background.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that it comes down to when I see it on the second pictures, there are a lot of like
Yes.
going into the personal taste, delving into giving I think, which is great. I think it's just because it gives depth to the possibilities of how an image can be better or just different, So awesome.
Yeah, personal taste.
Yeah, personal taste. Yeah.
I think that the presence of the bird there was so powerful.
Hmm.
As soon as the image is open, you look at the bird.
Yeah, it's true.
The
That's
horizon line is sort of secondary to that.
absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
The
Absolutely.
bird drew my attention straight away. Yeah.
Okay, next image.
Yep. Here's
Great ear.
another. Yep.
Very nice.
Go ahead, William.
Yeah, I like it. I know the background's a bit busy, but that's not natural setting. The colours on the bird look spot on. Nice control on the blacks. You can see detail in both the blacks and the whites. What would I do to change this? Not much really. I like it. I think it's a very natural looking image. I may take some off the top and add a little to the bottom if you've got it, just to put the bird higher in the frame.
Yeah.
Because when you've got too much on the top and a little on the bottom, it gives the impression that you're looking down onto the bird, the point of view. I think if there's a little more at the bottom and a little less at the top, it would make the point of view better. Understand that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, the only thing I may do there is brighten the eye just slightly, but apart from that, that is very nice. Very nice.
Go ahead, Adrian.
Okay, from my point of view, of course, I think that you'll anticipate what I'll comment, that the background is too is too much in the background, of course, for my taste,
Yeah.
and
I
also the
understand, right.
contrast in the stone, and it's too high. Because I have a problem looking at the birds and also looking at the stone all the time. My eyes are rumbling between two of them. So I like the upper part of the image, but because we have the upper part in the image where it's a lot of negative space. In contrast with that, the lower part, it's full of too many things. So from my point of view, the perspective, it's not okay. Maybe he could try another point of shooting. I think that maybe a little bit to the right to avoid that stone. I don't have a problem with the vegetation itself. I have a problem with that stone because I pay too much attention to that stone. It's quite in the back of the bird.
So we obviously are dealing with some photographs that essentially don't have much wrong. It's just maybe we just adding opinions
Yeah, it's
on
personal.
what different turn can take. But I'd like to join Adrian and say that darker stone, it's almost competing for attention.
Exactly.
It has a competing game there with the bird a little bit. Although it depends how you look at it. If the photographer shifted maybe 2 steps to the right, he could have gotten maybe the whole background there. But then, no?
Another thing I would do
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
is clone out the whites on the stone. The shit. You see it underneath the bird. I would clone that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. Right. Yeah.
We can see in the eye of the bird, it's also a catch light. And there is a problem. I didn't see the catch light because of the stone.
Okay, I see. Right.
It's a nice catch light in the eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's important here to mention another thing is that the tendency of the group, I think, it has an artistic approach. So these things are important: background, foreground, midground. These are very key elements to a shot. So they do come up, and folks will see that. But nevertheless, this image also is very, very cool. Should we move on to the fourth one?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, that's one of my favorite birds.
Yep. Nothing much wrong with that, is there?
It's very nice.
Yeah, pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty much perfect. Nice head angle, nice flight pose, the feet just about to hit the water. Great feather detail. I would leave it. Yep, looks good to me.
Yeah, it's perfect. Very nice.
Okay, from my point of view, first of all, of course, too much blue in the image. And we look carefully at the pelican, we'll see that even on the downside of the pelican and also under the wings, there is a little bit of blue. So from my point of view, the white balance is a little bit too cool. It could be a little bit warmer. And also I should desaturate a little bit the blue, because from my point of view, again, it's too strong. Another thing, this pelican is landing on, right? So we have, from my point of view, we have too much negative space in the upper part of the image, and also it's a little bit too. It's in the center of the image, so it will kill a little bit the dynamic of the bird. So let me do a crop again.
Okay.
Just a moment. I'll make an unorthodox crop, and I'll explain you why. Something like that. I'll let a little bit more space in the upper part, because I want to let space behind the bird because it's landing on. So I don't want to have so much space in the upper part, but in the lower part, but in the upper part. So now, where is the difference? Of course, some people who are at the beginning in photography will say that, okay, Adrian, you cut a little bit from the wing. It's not okay. You have to let the wing. No, There are no rules about it. What I like is to create a interesting perspective. Why I have cut a little bit from the wing to give the impression that everything is happened right now. The birds entered in the frame 1 second ago.
Mm.
It's not what it happened in the past. So the photographer reacted quickly to take the shot. Okay, so sometimes some mistakes you bring in the image give a more dynamic perspective and will force the people who are looking at that image to be more empathic, to feel the moment.
Mhm.
Okay,
I can see.
so from my point of view, this is the composition.
Interesting.
Personally, I don't like that perfect composition where everything is in the correct position. You know, the word correct. Actually, the artist hates this word correct.
Mhm.
The composition must not be correct, must be interesting, must be dynamic, must be dramatic. It must be different.
Mhm.
You know, we love that images which are different. We love the artists which are different. Gives us bring different perspective of what we used to see. They are original.
Something
Okay.
different.
Yes, something different. So this is my perspective. Let's go back to the original image.
Yeah.
This is
As you're talking, honestly, I want to tell you where I felt.
okay.
I felt a conflict within myself, which essentially goes like this. I took a shot of a bird. I have a whole bird in it. How can I cut it? How can I cut? I'm feeling, but I can see your view, and that it isn't. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. Yep. But I think as folks gonna hear this, I'm interested to hear about what their feeling is. So I hope we hear their comments too.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's do the fifth one.
Okay.
All right, William.
Yeah, very nice. The only thing I would change, looking at it quickly, was maybe move the bird away from the centre. Maybe move it a wee bit to the right-hand side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a crop or?
Yeah, make a crop then.
Okay. So
Take
you
some
want
of
to
this.
move?
Take some of this side.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you want in the right side or in the left side to move
That's
the
it.
bird?
That's it. Yeah.
Right side. Okay, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. I
It's
think
okay?
that's better. Yeah. The reflection adds nice colours, nice detail. The red eye catches your eye.
Yeah.
Lovely chestnut coloured head. Not much wrong with that at all. The white balance looks good to me. Yeah, I like that.
Beautiful.
Okay. I will come back with the original image. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay. So, okay.
Mhm.
Of course, I also have a problem with the bird that is in the center of the image. But from my point of view, the bird must stay in the left part of the image, and I'll tell you why. As I told you also in our previous video session last week, the right part of the image is more obvious for our eyes than the left side. So we have a bird and nothing else. So if we'll move the bird on the right side, we'll kill some interesting part of the image. I'm talking about this soft combination between the blue and the warmer color in the water. Will kill the attention to that. So in order to create a more intimate perspective over the bird, because the head of the bird is moved towards the left, I should make this kind of crop. I'll also crop a little from the lower part, because it's too much. It'll create an unstable composition. Okay, I love the reflection, but also after the reflection, under the reflection is too much negative space. So I'll show you now, just a moment. From my point of view, this is the crop. Why? Because now the attention between the bird and also that the combination between the soft blue and warmer colors in the right, it's much balanced. Okay, so in this situation, also the environment it will come into place, because we have that colors in the composition. Now we have a more stable composition. You can also see the reflection, but the composition will end under the reflection, and also the bird being moved against the frame. The head is oriented to the left part of the image, creates a more intimate perspective, like that bird has something to hide from us. You understand the idea? So from my point of view, this is a much well balanced, yes, composition.
All right, all right. So before we conclude, I also wanted to say another perspective to this.
Okay.
I've noticed that if the subject, it's looking directly at your eye, like this is, I think like it's looking directly, like it's looking at you, basically. I think that's what's happening with this bird, right?
Yeah.
With this common poacher. It's looking directly at your eye. I think the center compositions do work in cases like this, in my opinion. I would only perhaps slightly crop it slightly closer, right, to show a little bit detail and get more intimate per se, but it could work, in my opinion, also if it's center. So I think this was very nice, because William said it to the right, you said to the left. So it's kind of different perspective. Yeah.
I was wondering the direction the bird's looking at. The direction, the head is pointing to our left. So that's why I would leave more space.
Yeah, it makes it right. I can see.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only reason I said that.
Yeah, yeah.
If the bird had been facing the right, I would have cropped more off the left. I think again it's personal.
I have a.
Yeah, we can always make it better. But...
Oh, sorry, William. Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm saying I think it's a personal choice.
Yep.
I've always come to the fact that if the bird's looking to the left, takes them off the right. If the bird's looking to the right, takes them off the left.
Okay. I have some comments for what you said, Yetmir. Why? When we are relaxed, our eyes are centered to the center part of the image. Okay, so we usually, when we put a subject right in front, right in the center of the image, actually we kill the rest of the frame, the rest of the composition, because of course, if we have only one element and it's so obvious that will capture attention and also is in the center part of the image, okay, our eyes are relaxed and there is no reason to read the entire composition. So actually here we don't have only one bird. We have some colors, a mixture of colors in the water, which is nice, creates a nice a dramatic environment around the bird. So we'll kill this if we let the bird in the center of the frame. Okay, the connection is not actually with the eye, because the eyes is working with that mixture of color in the water. So Okay, we'll look at the eye, but also we'll evaluate all the colors in the frame, and all the colors are working together. So will not be captured by the eye. I have to make all the things in this frame working together. That's why you have to balance attention between birds and also
Yep.
nice rounded colors from the water. Okay,
Excellent.
that's all.
Excellent. Well, folks, I guess we're also, I think we went over everything. To summarize, thank you so much again for doing this. I want to include another message to our members too, that if you want to be part of this, shoot 5 photos, make sure you put an EXIF on top, because we may be using it at times to actually comment on. So another great day. Have a wonderful day ahead. We'll be posting this shortly. All the best.
All the best.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye bye.